Hmm. Hello, hello. Nice to see it going on. All right, how's it going, everybody? Listen, I figured we would just go live to do like a more open talk about this because, you know, the ban list is out. I'm sure everyone has already seen this, right? It came out like early morning for us here in the States, like 5, 6 a.m. So people have already probably had a lot of time to think about this, talk about this, but personally, I'm not on like Twitter or Instagram or anything for One Piece related. So I haven't seen like a general discussion, and I kind of want to just open it up, see what people are talking about, thinking about with this ban list. And I think more importantly than the ban list is the rotation idea. What's up? Blue Dofi is dead. Yeah, Blue Dofi did get hit a lot. Honestly, it's kind of crazy how I don't know. Like, I saw Moria possibly getting hit, right? I think that was one of the cards that I talked about. Did I mention Jinbei at all? I think I was more on 4-cost Law, which I immediately became wrong about. And, you know, I think I was wrong in a lot of my ban predictions. I think overall, great list. Shui said you was hit. I think there's a lot of things that people had more opinions on. I think getting a 4-card ban list, it's going to shake up the meta a lot, and I'm excited about that. I don't know, what do you guys... I'm excited for a new undiscovered, untested meta, because we're going to be getting this April 1st, which feels like an April Fool's Day, but you can see from the official, you know, coming out April 1st, which is going to be in set 10 for us. So a new set 10 I am excited about. It's similar to in set 8 when we got the RP Law ban before we even got set 8, right? If you guys remember that. And I'm excited for set 8 particularly, or no, set 10. There are a lot more leaders, I think, that will see the light. I think it's going to be a lot of Bonnie and Blackbeard. Because of this Jinbei hit, we don't have Boa even. Like a card that people brought up with the ban list that I agreed on, actually, that I didn't touch on in my predictions list, which I, you know, total oversight on my part, was the 2-cost Teach, right? If 2-cost Teach got hit, Boa is still good and can become the new de facto blue deck. It's going to just be like control centric as opposed to aggro, right? And I like Boa a lot. So I'm kind of sad to see that it gets hit. Like, you know, I was looking forward to Boa in set 10, I'll be honest. I don't know. Still in the minority with the rotation because I think the rotation are healthy for card games. So here's my opinion in that I am relatively new to card games. One Piece is like my first card game since childhood, right? I played Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid, like probably most people did. And One Piece is my first card game back as an adult. Started in set 4, so I've been playing for like a year or so, right? Or however long that is. So I'm not used to rotation. The idea of a rotation, it's all new to me. It seems on paper, like the way they explained it is to try and limit like power creep in a way. Limit the complexity with new card text becoming overly complicated and such like that. So I'm excited to see how it works out and plays out, but I'll have to do more research into any other card game that is using. I know Magic the Gathering, which is another card game that I play even more casually than One Piece. Right, Magic also does a rotation, correct? And Pokemon, but Pokemon is a very big TCG, right? Pokemon is very, you know, almost too big to fail type of thing. But yeah, I don't know. Is anyone else a little surprised with Raigo? I did not predict that at all. In terms of a yellow hit, here's my thing though. With Raigo gone, Enel is a little bit nerfed because there wasn't many yellow decks besides Enel and Black Purple Luffy was teching it in. Maybe they saw the fact that hitting black so hard and blue, that with the upcoming EBO 2 support for Enel, that Raigo would be, you know, a lot stronger. I don't know. So maybe just like for future gameplay design, which also with Moria and Ice Age being taken out, right, we get the options for more better black support, right? 4 costs, 2 costs, 3 costs, all that. You know, I do disagree. There's enough cards to support rotation. There is enough cards to support rotation. I wasn't arguing against rotation. I'm just not familiar with it or really as a concept, as I was saying. So what does that mean exactly, though? For rotation, it said, what? It'll be blocks. So like 3 blocks, 1 through 4 is 1 block. So does that mean like at any tournament or like at locals as well? Like, will your locals just be set like 1 through 4 at the time? In response to the comment about, oh, I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a good example of something needs rotation. Oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's, I mean, that's a super long-standing card game. So rotations are healthier for the longevity of a card game is what we're... I don't get the Jinbei. I would understand if it was the bounce law. I thought the bounce law was a good piece that could get hit to nerf the deck that wouldn't completely kill it. Jinbei hits the deck hard, but it also hits all other blue decks, right? Like, I don't know. People brought up the 2-cost Teach, and I think I'll keep talking about it, but the 2-cost Teach was a pretty much Dofi specific card that made the deck really, really strong and made your early game plays really, really efficient, right? So I didn't see Jinbei coming. I'll be the first to say, you know, I was totally wrong on that regard. I think Jinbei was the wrong card to hit. Raigo wasn't a hit to think about it all. Yeah, I was not I was very surprised at Raigo. But like I brought up, what is it? The 10-cost Anel. Here, I have this brought up because I was so excited about Boa in set 10. Now I don't know what you would do. I started recording a video. I had an idea for like what support Boa could use in the archetype of Kuja Pirates and Amazon Lily, and there's not a lot. There's not a lot of good support for it currently. So I'm very sad to see Boa get hit like that, because I really started enjoying the list. But what is the 10-cost Anel that basically lets you heal with continuously without using all of your Dawn, right? So once this card hits for us in EBO2, Raigo becomes very strong in Anel, because then the following turn they can still heal without using their Dawn to do so, making it so they can use Raigo. And I think that, you know, maybe nerfing these other colors, maybe Anel would have been too strong without them trying to, you know, counterplay it. Also, did anyone watch the matches from Worlds? I didn't see many because they were very late at night. So now I want to be running my... Yeah, I think it was maybe for the gameplay design down the line, right? That red and green will both be really strong. Yeah, I watched Cardi Kaizoku's video a little bit talking about maybe Zoro coming back. I think that'd be fun because also in set 11 we see the, you know, blue purple Luffy or up Luffy just kind of being top deck, and apparently Zoro has a pretty good matchup into it, which you know, most aggro decks kind of seem to have into them. The Anel is praying for bait. I did go back and look at a bit of, I think was that the first match they showed, the Lucci versus Anel, and I skimmed through it, and it seemed crazy starved matchup for the first game. Viability was actually become extremely popular. Oh yeah, Bella Betty did have a bad matchup into Dofi. I remember, I think it was one of the I think it was the guy who in one regional a bit ago got like top 32 with Bello. Even he said with tech options and strategy, he is still like a 40-60 matchup or something like that. I don't know. Local Minute thinks Blackbeard will be the deck to beat post-ban. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, now that Dofi got hit, it's just going to be whatever aggro deck can kind of replace it. And then, you know, Blackbeard will probably be the de facto black deck for sure without Gecko Moria. Lucci's going to get hit hard with these two hits. Black Yellow Luffy is kind of gone. Are we okay with Black Yellow Luffy being gone? I honestly, I mean, like, it was pretty top deck for what, like half a year? I'm excited to see a new meta overall. Need a new Jimbait card to be created. Yeah, I don't know. I just wish there was something that, again, I keep saying, but I just wish that Boa wasn't hit. It's always the thing where, with these lists, there's the unintentional hits to slightly lower meta tier decks that are just a little bit upsetting. If you guys remember the red bands back in like set 4.5, that hit me hard. I was playing Vivi back then, and I was using a lot of the Nami Searcher and such like that. I'm like, dang, what did I do? You know? Kind of sick of Black Yellow Luffy. Yeah, I mean, it had its time to shine. I think that's totally fair and healthy to, you know, get some new meta leaders. Like I said, it was from set 8 onwards. I mean, set 7, it was still, like, pretty popular. But it was, like, top tier once Red Purple Law got banned. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm glad to see a new meta emerging. See, I feel very biased as well, because I played a lot of green and a lot of Bonnie for set 7 and 8. And I was going to look into playing Smoker too. But man, I think, yeah, just green is going to be pretty good. Anel is a bit of a pest. Anel is one of those decks that kind of just sticks around. It does pretty well, but also a lot of the time there are just decks that beat it outright. And I think, what is it? Green Purple Luffy has a very good matchup into it. Green will be really strong. Kid will be harder to get rid of. Yeah, Kid's going to be really hard to get rid of. So does every Bonnie deck just run 9-cost Zoro as a 4 of now that it's a lot harder to get rid of? Without Ice Age and Raigo, you're just looking at Red Rock being really the main target to get rid of it. I mean, Black can still remove it, of course, but it's a lot harder to do without the 1-cost Ice Age. You know, 1 cost for -5 is a lot. It does making remove those 9 costs, but like, if your 9-cost Zoro can stick a lot easier, is that just because I know a lot of lists in set 10 were running the 9-cost Zoro again, but yeah, I think that card is going to be, you know, on a lot of lists. Yeah, Bonnie's about to be credible in the rotation. Loses 8-cost Kid and 10 Dofi. Yeah, but the rotation isn't going into effect for a while now. Isn't the rotation not going into effect till like 2026 or something? Yeah, 9-cost Zoro about to go crazy. I mean, you'll probably need it if Blackbeard is in the top meta as well. I mean, of course, he can freeze it with his 10-cost, but once it, you know, if a second one hits the board, that's kind of, you know. Honestly, I feel like Hody is one of my more favorite cards into the Blackbeard matchup as green. Just came in live. Doesn't change a thing for the East. Yeah, I'm not sure so much on the impact of the East, because my whole reasoning with, like, yeah, I could see Gecko getting hit, but also if it doesn't get hit, I'd understand, because in set 11, Black is not the top, right? It's pretty much just Blue Purple Luffy. So this seems like more of a list that will affect our set 10, and I'm interested to see how our set 10 shapes up. But for going forward, I just wonder maybe if they had something planned for set 12 that might have made some of these hits make more sense, right? Like, as I said in the beginning, if you remove 8-cost Moria, then you have more room to design better 4-drops for Black that maybe have more of an impact. So maybe it was something that they're going to have down the line. Makes sense. But I don't wait, did Lucci win Worlds last night? Or what deck won? I didn't even look. F for Boa. Our queen died for other pirates' sins. She didn't do anything wrong. I don't know. Right now, in 10 meta in the East was not really changed. Oh yeah, no, they're yeah. Lucci did win. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, was Black Yellow Luffy even being played in the East in set 11? I don't even know. I feel like you would honestly need Ice Age to still be competitive as like Lucci into these, you know, blue purple Luffy just constantly spamming out 8 and 9 cost bodies. There's more time to go if you won't see that much play. Crazy to me that a giant dodges the ban. Yeah. That's the thing. If you told me in set 7, oh yeah, Moria's getting hit, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. If you tell me in set 8, Moria's getting hit, yeah, that makes sense. Now it feels like a little too late, but I mean, still people are complaining about it, and it gives the game more room to grow, I guess, with the design. But I don't know. Yeah. Not that 600 blockers, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I do remember, I think there was people walking around in set 7 at the one regional I went to in Gen Con, just with like shirts that say ban 8 cost Moria. So that was, you know, it's been on the chopping block for people's desired chopping block for a while, you know. Yeah. I don't know. I was always like, Giant felt such like a recent card, but it does feel, especially with the fact that we have so many purple Straw Hat leaders at the meta right now, that it was a possible target. If you guys know my content and you know that I play a lot of Robin, I don't know what she did wrong to deserve that, but you know, it is a very strong card, especially with how much we're seeing blue purple. Yeah, I don't even know what you play now against. It's aggro decks, right? So Zoro, Bella Betty might be good against it. Rebecca is the new Moria. Yeah, but that's also the reason that I was like, maybe Moria doesn't even get hit, because Usopp doesn't even run Moria, right? He runs the 7 cost Rebecca. Kobe in set 11, I've seen some lists that run Moria, but also I've seen majority that just don't and run off the 6 cost Helmeppo engine, right? Back to Usopp like killing all the aggro decks. Honestly, for our set 10, I feel like it's going to be whatever decks can just do well into an 8-drop green kid centered meta, you know? Should have been green kid. Man, it's like, I see why people say that, in that if you hit Black Yellow Luffy, right, and removal decks, having 8 cost kid out is essentially like having an 8k power leader, which is a lot of people's problem, especially newer players, right? If you set a newer player up against a black yellow Luffy, and it's like, okay, this leader is now a 9k power leader for the turn, that's kind of frustrating or hard for them to deal with. So having an 8 cost kid out, being a pseudo 8k power leader, is a little bit tricky. But like, green has not done much for a long time. But I understand that with these out now, it will be, and it will be kind of frustrating for a lot of people, especially with the new Tashigi. And again, biased opinion, as someone who played a lot of green needed something like 3 cost Tashigi to survive against removal decks. But now it's just the point where it's tricky, because now it feels like it got buffed because everything got nerfed, you know? Yeah, I don't know. Dofi, Lucci, and Black Luffy are officially dead. But again, I don't know. Maybe this is just, it's just my opinion. I am excited to see new leaders take the stage. You know, we've had Dofi since 8.5. Even before that, people were playing it. I played against two blue purple. I keep getting the colors. I played against two blue Dofi in set 7 regional. You know, personally, I don't think Dofi is dead. I'm sure it's not dead, but it's incredibly nerfed. You know, the fact that they still have access to teach and bounce law and that stuff is pretty good, but like Jinbei was a core centric piece of their deck. You know, it's not dead, it's just insanely nerfed. Yeah, I don't know. It is a bad day to be a Lucci player. I'll, yeah, say that. Any deck that isn't Blackbeard for black. Yeah. Meta is probably going to be Shanks, Bonnie, and Teach. Yeah. Yeah, I think that. For sure. But when does EBO2 come out in the West? If anyone knows, because this comes into effect April 1st, May. Okay. So I know that, what is it? Green Purple Luffy, he does have trouble against 8-cost Green Kid, right? Just leader lock Morio. I'm surprised it kind of wasn't, you know? Do you think OB10 leaders will be popular at all, considering that none of them really had time to shine in Japan? Didn't Smoker win like the really big event and Usopp? I think so. I think a lot of people are looking forward to it. Especially with Gecko Moria being gone, I think Usopp will be a lot more popular. I think maybe Smoker has a lot of popularity as well. Maybe some people just gravitate back to Bonnie as opposed to Smoker, but no, I think Usopp and Smoker will both be very popular. There's no love for Caesar Clown. Can I say that? Like, I was trying to look up deck lists for Caesar because I was making some set 10 videos. I found next to nothing. Kid top 2. Oh yeah, Yellow Kid was very popular, I think, towards the start of the set. You know? Yeah, they did Caesar real dirty. I mean, Buggy. Buggy did get, with the pre-release event, got his new 7 cost that he desperately needed. But now Jinbei is gone, so Dofi is so severely nerfed. And didn't that 7 cost for Buggy really help in the Blue Doflamingo matchup? You know? Oh, man. Caesar can do some work. Yeah, doesn't he have... I can't even remember what Caesar does. Man. Only had one good card. Yeah, I'd make Caesar work. Dancing Carabao just really sucks. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. I feel like there's always that one leader in a set that just does not get the love. I know nothing of One Piece, but I support you. What's up, Lem? Lem, I thought you were opening One Piece cards. Oh, how is everyone doing at their pre-release events? You guys doing good? Pulling anything good? Anyone winning some pre-releases? On a deck like Uta raised back in popularity. You mean Green Uta? I think Green Uta. Was there any new support for her? Or am I thinking about just the starter decks? I opened them. I just don't know what to do. I mean, Uta is just a pretty standard, decent deck. Attach 2 Dawn to bounce a 2 cost KO with 4k power. Yeah, I think when the set 10 leaders got revealed and I looked at Caesar Clown, I'm like, oh, maybe this could be good, you know? But it ended up just being not a lot of support. I don't know. Thankfully, Sugar got some love. I think the deck might be decent. Oh, wait. When I played Sugar for the video I posted like a couple days ago, it was a lot of fun. I just personally, like, kind of forgot about her. I don't know. I gravitate towards a lot of leaders that just I like out of the series. You know, I was a One Piece fan first and then a card game player second, right? And Sugar just wasn't that memorable to me. You know, I do like her. I'm not going to get any spoilers, but I do like some of her scenes, especially with Usopp. I think they're very funny, you know? But, yeah. Oh, and money, they banned all the cards too late and got the profits off of them already. I mean, what company isn't it for, like, money? But, I mean, that also means they have a vested interest in making their game last a long time. And I think they are trying to do that, especially with the talk of the rotation and all that. Run 10 cost Shanks and Sugar. Yes, that was a very good card in the list that I ran. Which deck to play now? Munich region, Germany. Greetings from Europe. Hello. Keep up the great content. Thank you. I genuinely think that green is going to be probably one of the strongest pieces, again with Shanks and Blackbeard. I think, yeah, what somebody said there, it's going to be kind of the trifold with leaders until we get to set 11, right? And then it's going to be pretty much blue, purple, Luffy. I think the general consensus is that blue, purple, Luffy will be probably like best deck in format in set 11. I just wonder what kind of aggro deck will rise up to kind of meet him. But if Zoro gains popularity against that, I don't know. I have limited testing in Bonnie against Zoro, but it was a matchup that if I can stabilize it, it felt pretty good. So, you know, yeah, it's definitely Zoro. For sure, Zoro. But yeah, for set 10, definitely going to be a lot of Shanks, Bonnie, and Blackbeard that I think. I'm surprised. Oh, wait, I mean, was Blackbeard even running Ice Age for removal? I have not kept up with a lot of their lists. Like, I don't think Blackbeard got really hit from this at all, right? He wasn't really running Ice Age, no? Was he? I know he ran, for events, he ran the 6 cost, the 4 cost, oh, are they still running Finger Pistol? No, it didn't. A few lists did. Okay. They went? Oh, okay. Yeah, so definitely Blackbeard. Kind of crazy. A lot of people were predicting Blackbeard getting hit. I don't know. Speaking of set 10, you guys anyone open up anything good from their boxes? Anyone get any hits? Finger Pistol also on Blackbeard. Yeah. I don't think they needed I guess relying a lot on their 10 drop to kind of control the bigger bodies rather than Ice Age. Blackbeard's perfectly fine. Didn't have for sales. I feel like people. I think it would have been overkill if they hit Blackbeard too much now. I think it's fine if it's like a triangle rock paper scissors. Not even a rock paper scissors, but just like Bonnie, Blackbeard, and Shanks, and then some of the newer leaders like Usopp and Smoker, right? Doing kind of similar things. I think that's fine. It should have hit, honestly, hate Blackbeard playstyle. Whole deck becoming vanilla just feels really bad. It does. It does. It is a thing where it feels bad to play against for a lot of specific decks, but also opens up a little bit of different play styles for other decks. And as long as there's stuff to keep it in check. But with Dofi getting hit, it's like something else has to kind of take that place. Right? I opened a case. I thought treasure rare for sure was in a case, but it's not. Oh wait, got the divine departure. Yeah, I thought treasure rare. Oh, was treasure rare not a guaranteed hit? I've not opened a case before, so I don't know guaranteed hits. I think it's like the case of the situation of there can be one in a case, but not guaranteed. You got 2 laws. The leader or the 7 clause. Not S tier, but very viable. Yeah. I don't think Dofi's completely gone, but it's just not what it was, right? Like you said, not S tier. Yeah, the leader. Oh, nice. I really like how the leaders look this set in set 10. I think I'm more of a fan of the set 10 style as opposed to the set 9 style of the manga, the faces. Dofi tier 2 now. 11 till 3 not playable. Yeah. But again, and it's just my opinion, I enjoy when new leaders kind of rise to the top, right? I would rather it not take a ban list, right? I think I've touched on this a few times, but I think it's healthy when a set comes out and people are excited about playing the leaders, you know? I don't know if you guys played back in set 8, but it felt like a case of people checked out some of the leaders. Like for me personally, at my locals, I saw some pudding, right? But like there was just a lot of Lucci, Black Yellow Luffy, and that kind of thing, you know? People weren't so much into the new leaders. So yeah, I think it sucks when it takes a ban list to get new things to the spotlight. Yeah, he has been set since the release of ST17, which was in October. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've had a lot of time to shine, and Lucci and Black Yellow Luffy were around even before that, you know. It's basically the Souk's treasure rares or manga in one of their case. You either get a manga or a treasure. Is that for real? I always thought it was the situation of, I guess, one or the other. Yeah, I don't know. And Luffy won't hit West. Do you guys think that the blue purple Luffy will get banned before it even comes out in the West? Do we really get another ban list that quickly? I play BY Luffy as my main deck. My condolences. My condolences. Yep, I think so. Like 50% of this field of these. Yeah, I guess so. Because that was the case with RP Law, right? Whenever you went to saw any tournament over in the East in their set 8, over 50% of any top table was just RP Law. And then that's led to the very quick ban for it, which we didn't even get. That was one of the first bans where it kind of took effect pretty quickly for us, right? Blue Purple Luffy is hitting RP Law numbers. Ooh, yeah, that does kind of put it up on the radar, right? I got a sealed case, no manga, no treasure. Interesting. That is crazy. It's the West, right? Yeah, I don't think it's a good look for business that they ban a new leader before it even hits the shelves for us, right? They might. It might be a quick turnaround, right? Like it might get banned after set 11. I don't know. We haven't even seen the set 12 leaders, right? Didn't they just reveal a Roger leader, but they didn't like fully reveal it? They only have the Ace and Whitebeard out. You know, kill the sales on OP11. Yeah, it would be kind of a bad look if they banned it before it even hit the shelves. It's so strong. It is. Yeah, I'm not. It definitely is like S tier for sure. No one thought 4 cards are getting banned. Yeah. It is a lot. It is a lot. Just watch our OP10 VV video. The Gecko deck is dead. I'm looking for a new deck besides Caesar. VV seems fun. I think VV is always like a deck that I like kind of update and bring to locals. How does it? I mean, I feel like VV actually does kind of well into Blackbeard. I don't know. I wonder how she'll do in the new meta with because against aggro decks and removal decks actually did feel rough for a while. Now, I've never claimed that VV is a top tier deck. It's just a fun deck that I mess around with, right? But interesting. First case, a wave of cases tend not to be boxed correctly. Yeah, so I have seen that it's supposed to be 4 leaders, 2 SPs, and then the possibility of a treasure rare or manga. But I wasn't aware that it's supposed to be one or the other. Yamato might be good now. Have they confirmed the 8 cost Yamato in the starter deck coming out? That's like a Hody Jones replacement, because that seems super strong. I don't know if you guys seen that. But yeah, I played green yellow Yamato for a lot of set 6, so I'm excited about that. Was there a leak or something? Yeah, but I don't know if it's confirmed. I didn't see it. So yeah, that's why I didn't post about it or really talk about it too much, but I saw a supposed leak that apparently in the starter deck there's a new 8-drop Yamato that does essentially the same thing as Hody, and it seemed like way too good to be true, honestly. But you guys $400 cards. I mean, what is the SP Nami coming out to now? Isn't that like almost 300? Yeah, right around 300. 295 looks like. So like 300 after shipping. I don't know. But yeah, in general, I am excited about a quick turnaround for stuff like this. I think it sucks actually when we get a ban list like this and we have to play out a set knowing, I don't know. I'd rather. That's crazy. I didn't even see the first comment here. People that upset over the list. Game's officially dead. I just don't like that mindset. You know, I'm excited about trying new things. Opto leaders have a 7k leader Goldie Rock. Yeah, I saw that. They didn't reveal his effect, right? Rotation's really nice though. Yeah, a lot of people seem a little bit pessimistic, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to view it with very optimistic lens, but I'm excited to see what set 10 plays out for us. You know, just that he's 7k and red purple. I feel like he would have to be red. Yeah. Right. That's interesting. A 7k stat line leader off rip. I wonder what new Roger Pirate stuff we're going to get. People were doom posting in chat during the rotation reveal saying that the game is dead. I don't get it. I don't get that. But then again, and my content is kind of shaped like this. I just try to have fun with the game, you know? For the majority of my play, it's going to be at locals. I go to tournaments very rarely, and I have a lot of fun with the game. So I don't think that maybe it impacts me as much as some of the other people that focus all of their attention on trying to go to every single tournament, playing very competitively. And I do play competitively occasionally, you know. Try my hardest at the regional. I've got an online regional coming up, I think, in a couple months, you know, but it needs to be 7k leader with no support. I mean, we already have a couple of Rayleigh cards. We have the 10 cost Goldie Roger. That's red. You know. It was so frustrated that they Lost some money on a lot of these cards, and now I've lost 3 very good decks. It won't matter in another 6 months. Here's my opinion, and it you know, I'd never treat a card game as an investment, right? If you've seen some of my locals videos, I do have some alt arts that I play with. A few of my favorite decks are kind of blinged out, but I don't ever do that with the intention that I could ever, like, they'll ever keep their value, you know, especially playing with those cards versus keeping it sealed. And for the fact that, like, yeah, it's 3 decks that, you know, were very strong. I don't think a deck can be strong forever, right? I don't know. Price of the gecko now, it's going to go down. Oh, for sure it's going to go down. People are probably mass selling it. I wonder what is the price. What is the price on the alt art Gecko Moria from... Oh, Wings of the Captain. 19 bucks. 19 bucks. That is a huge tank. Holy. Yeah, people are probably listing it in mass just to get it off their hands. I mean, good if you're a collector and you just want the card, I guess. Rip Perona. Yeah, that's another thing we talked about. Yeah, all these off meta decks that just get kind of hit with strays, you know. Yellow Yamato video was fire. Thank you. I think, like I said in the video, that was like my first starter deck that I ever bought, so it's fun. I like bringing those kind of random decks to locals. I genuinely, those are the most fun times I have at locals. The turn where I played out the 10 cost ace, and then I used the 5-drop category blocker to flip my life and give the Dawn to my leader to become 6k, and then that last life that I just healed, and we revealed, and it was the 0 cost event. Me and my opponent, we both just like lost it. It was so funny. It was so hype. Crazy. To be fair, they revealed the tournaments without rotation, probably without bans. So like 2 formats almost? I don't know. Secret Rogers are starting to trend upwards already. Oh yeah, for the new leader that got revealed. I kind of figured that. It is still kind of cheap. Let's see. $6. I do start seeing it start to curve upwards though. Just off the graph. I don't really do too many deep dives with like marketplace stuff, but it is always interesting to see, right? Definitely probably going to see rotation equal no bans. So games that do a rotation setup typically don't have too much of a ban list. Although it's going to be cheap. I'm eating as a collector. That's what I'm saying, yeah. It's a good part if you're a collector, but yeah. If you're a person that mained one of the decks and had it kind of blinked out, I think it's a reality that you have to accept as somebody who, if you're playing the card game, and that your cards won't hold value, especially if you're playing with them, right? A lightly played condition is always going to be a lot cheaper than a, you know, a brand new mint. Like, that's just the state of it. Personal collector, I never really like to sell my Pokemon cards. Yep. I've got not a lot of Pokemon cards, but I typically don't like to sell my collection. You know, usually, yeah, rotations mean that other problem card games won't be around forever. Yeah. Yeah, so I guess in theory, yeah, they don't have to do as many bans if they're going to be rotating stuff out. It's going to rotate just for rotating them early. Yeah, but the rotation isn't going to be coming out for like a year or so. Isn't it kind of lined up with So they said that they're going to sync up releases worldwide, right, with East and West. So I think the rotation is probably going to be aimed to start once it's synced up. So everyone will be on a similar schedule, because you can't have like rotations going out when we're still behind the East. So I think it just takes them time to get us caught up. So that's probably why they're not, they're still banning stuff and not just jumping to rotation, you know? That make a lot of sense. 14 is going to be the West and the East. I think they're going to try and, what is it, by start of 2026? Like next year, it's supposed to be like synced up. So yeah, set 14. I guess that kind of makes sense, right? Because we'll get set 11 in the middle of the summer. Like when set 7 kind of released. So then set 12 would probably be in like September. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, 14 or 15. Because they would also be speeding the set releases up by like a few weeks or so. But yeah, I think as soon as we're synced up with the East and everyone worldwide, that's when they'll, you know, that's probably when the rotation. So I guess it's planned that we'll be synced up. Yeah, around the same time. Yeah, because April 1st or something. No. Isn't it in April 2026? Is that when they're going to be doing the rotation, the block rotations? I think that's what they said. I don't know. Rotation starts in April, then I would imagine that the Summitators release would happen around then or shortly after. Yeah. Yep, April. Okay. So yeah, it seems that they, honestly, as much as people are talking about the ban list, I think it's a more important thing to look at the rotation and the synchronized release for the card game's longevity. 2026, yeah. I think that's a big deal. And I think that's a good thing, that they're putting a lot of thought into keeping the card game around for a long time. You know? Because how long have you guys been playing? I mean, I've been around since set 4. I collected cards since around like set 3. Because again, I'm a fan of the anime and the manga, and that's what got me into the card game. So I'm glad to see that they're putting a lot of thought and effort into trying to keep the game up and going for it. Rotation is health through the game's longevity and the life cycle, yeah. Since the end of OP7-ish, nice. So with the Reiju, set 6, nice. Since September last year, nice. Yeah, so to know that they've got plans going forward for like years, that makes me hopeful. You know, but I feel like I'm also just a kind of optimistic person. You know, I see the comments of people being like very, very downtrodden about like the rotation or the ban list or anything like that, but it could be worse, right? Like, I'm not into Lorcana at all, but I've heard from people that do play that like the game is in a bad spot because they're just not doing anything for it. I don't know if anyone here plays or knows anything about that scene, but like, man, it would break my heart if I was into a IP, a TCG, and just the people behind it just didn't have that effort in it, you know? But One Piece being such a strong IP, I'm glad that there's a big scene behind it. RP Law and BY Luffy. Wait, start playing 8.5. I will stop in 2026. Well, I hope you enjoy the game for the time that you play. What are your own thoughts on rotation? It's going to come from Yu-Gi-Oh! Again, I am relatively new to card games in my adult life. Like, One Piece is my first card game coming back to it as an adult. I only played Yu-Gi-Oh! When I was a kid, so I'm not really familiar with how rotations play out and how it feels to be in that. But on paper, it seems nice, and I'm kind of excited. Rip Enel. I think Enel will always be like slightly around, right? That's how it goes. Enel's like always slightly around to the point where they don't ban him outright. They don't hit him super hard. Rygo does hurt for sure, especially in combination with how strong it would have been with the new 10 cost coming out. But I think you can still play Enel and do fine. Nothing crazy. The meta will just shift. How do people react during the first ban list? So in set 4, there was the red bans, right? And that was pretty big. And I didn't like it because, again, I was playing VV, and I remember they did hit some cards for that. I don't remember. I know they hit the 2-cost Adon, the 1-cost Nami Searcher, right? And that's the Searcher I was using in VV. So I was like, what the hell? What did I do to deserve this? It was pretty big. EBO 2 now is busted. It is, but also green purple Luffy is a deck that kind of does really good into an L. So it was a thing that like so many people saw the 10 cost get revealed and thought Enel was going to be best deck in format. And I think I hyped it up too, because I was like, oh, this seems really strong. I can see Enel doing really well. And it kind of just didn't, because there was a lot of decks in the meta that countered it. But now with Black being hit so hard, Dofi didn't have a good Enel matchup, right? That was the whole thing. People were playing Enel a lot, trying to match into Dofis in tournaments to kind of have a good matchup, right? Like they could get rid of a lot of their 4-cost bodies and starving them out. But definitely, I mean, what we saw, Lucci beat Enel last night, right? With that getting hit so hard, Enel probably would have been really strong in comparison in the meta, but now with Rygo gone, it is a little bit of a hit to him. I don't know. I still think a lot of people in the West are going to hop back onto Enel once EBO 2 comes out. It's like I said, it's a deck that's always around, Kid is the new Enel, the yellow kid. Fine players are eating good right now. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I played Bonnie for all of set, not all of set, most of set 7. I won my store treasure cup with Bonnie. I went to my first regional with Bonnie. I just like green, right? And now I might be playing Bonnie in my second regional in set 10. It's kind of crazy. Enel is toxic. Enel just feels bad to play against. And I feel that. It's one of those things where, like, on paper, it's never oppressive, but it just kind of feels annoying to play against. And I agree. It feels rough sometimes, like, especially when you think you have game and they get that 0 cost or the Beji out of life or just some KO card, Lim enthusiast, so I'm fine for now. Oh yeah, Lim definitely was another deck that I wanted to check out in set 10. And yeah, I mean, they're not running the 8 cost kid, obviously, but the 9 Zoro, the 10 Dofi, right? Just being green. Exciting. Yellow Green Law. Oh yeah, Yellow Green Law was another deck that I was looking forward to. A lot of people at my locals are hopping on Green Yellow Law, and I'm for it. I'm very excited, I never played Red Green Law back in the day, but I know that had a very die-hard fan base, and I love Law. He's one of my favorite characters, so that's pretty hype. They run the kid. Wait, what? Lim does? I mean, I guess you can. It just doesn't get... Or no, I mean, Green Yellow Law. Is that what we're talking about? Probably, yeah. I did see a few lists did run the kid. And makes sense. You can get a lot of value with the 8-drop kid if you can also cheat out the 5-cost Law in the same turn. Man. Play out 2 blockers or a blocker and a Tashigi. Whew. Yeah. I have actually seen a few lists with Lim run the 8-cost kid. It just sucks that it comes out rested, so you don't get the added bonus of cheating out a body to protect it. You know? But I think Lim is honestly... I had the notion of playing it as just a go as wide as you can type of deck. You know, cheat out your 5 costs. Now you have so many more options with the Whitebeard, the Enel, the Newgate, or Newgate, the Mihawk, right? So you have a lot of more options. It's nice. Really good there. Yeah. You don't need it. Yeah, it's not that you need it. It's just the fact that like you miss out on that added bonus. You know. Is this real? Yes. Yes, this is from the official One Piece account. This is our ban list going into effect April 1st. It feels like an April 4th. Did they know? Like, obviously being a Japanese, you know, IP, I doubt that they have an April Fool's Day like we do. I don't know. But it is kind of silly that it comes, like of all dates, that's when it comes out. That is kind of crazy. OMG Jinbei, I know. That was probably the last card that I would have expected got hit because of how much it impacts other... Wait a second. Oh, does this affect my Zoro Sanji list? Was I running Jinbei? Oh, dude. I was looking forward to Zoro Sanji and EBO 2. This was my bow lit. Hold on, let me... I think I have it saved still. Let me see. Oh, dude, I was looking forward to Zoro Sanji so much for EBO 2. I think it still probably works. I don't even know if I was running it, to be honest. The Warlords package. Oh, no. You could probably still make it work. This is the card that really just makes it super fun. That is unfortunate, though. Man. You still play other cards with him? Like Limb Searcher or Namir Law Searcher? Why Kingdom Come? Sorry, just joined. That honestly was something I was wondering as well. It seems out of left field. However, I think... let me bring it back up. With this card coming out in EBO 2, it makes using Kingdom Come... like before, you had to make the choice with Enel to either play out a big body and heal, or use Kingdom Come and remove a body. But with the 10 cost, you can do both the turn after he's played, right? So maybe my thought is with this stuff going away, like Gecko and Ice Age, Enel would have been a lot stronger, especially come EBO 2. I don't know. I think it would have been still checked by Green Purple Luffy, which is going to be really popular. Love your advance from Ohio, Hawaii. Hello, welcome. Thank you. Did they play Kingdom in... Yes, some Black Yellow Luffy lists did run Kingdom Come. I think it was at most like maybe 2 copies. I'm not really too familiar. It did get run. For sure. So that is another hit to Black Yellow Luffy. But the fact that they hit Gecko Moria, that was already it for Black Yellow Luffy, right? I don't think they needed to hit this. I think it was just a combination of Black Yellow Luffy and what Enel might have been. I don't know. Yeah, he's just dead. Black Yellow Luffy's just dead. Props and respect to anyone who tries to make it work, but I don't think so. I don't know. About to hit a pre-release. Have a good stream. Yo, good luck at your pre-release. I hope your pulls are good. What is my name on the sim? I don't even remember. I keep it hidden because I don't want people to I don't know. I had the idea that like, oh, if somebody, I don't want people to play different because I want all of the games to feel as random and as natural as they can be. Honestly, most of the time I have the chat muted. I don't know. It's probably, I think it's still just pirate and then a bunch of numbers. Because I also don't play on the ranked sim. It probably doesn't come to a surprise to people if you see my videos. It's just a lot of random decks, but I don't play on the ranked sim too much. When I go for practice, like more serious practice online, I have a group of friends that I, you know, do sim practice against, which I honestly feel like is better practice if you're playing against consistent players who you know are, you know, pretty good at the game. Yeah, Lucci's dead. Yeah. R.I.P. Lucci for sure. Play another Bandai game which also got a restricted list. It was pretty good. Bandai's doing a good job in the restrictions. Yeah, I'm on the side that I'm excited to see what this does for the game. I know a lot of people are very downtrodden about it, but I'm excited. But yeah, my condolences to any Black Yellow Luffy players, any Dopey players. Again, the decks had a long time to shine. Black Luffy is flexible and could sub the Gecko for something else. Oh, I think you could probably play Purple Black Luffy. I don't know what you would run instead of Gecko off the top of my head, but I'm sure that that deck can still... Maybe you shift to more of an, like, maybe aggro? I don't even know. Because, yeah, the Gecko Moria play with that was, like, you could bring back the Frankie blocker and the Beppo. And that's always good, you know, cycle out your hand. Right? But, I don't know. A PV starter deck coming. Wait, there. So, wait, what are the new starter decks? I know there's Yamato. There's Buggy, Blackbeard. There's Purple Black Luffy? Dofi is far from dead. Oh, yeah, yeah. Like I said, Dofi isn't dead. He's just nerfed, right? All OPO 9 leaders. Oh. Bonnie and Yamato. So, OPO 9 leaders and then Bonnie and Yamato. Where's Robin? Where is her love and support? Man, I wanted more Straw Hat cards that were more focused for Robin. I'll be honest. The main 4 ones, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Where's the love and support, man? Oh. What was that collection that comes out with the new alt arts of those 4 the 4 emperors? I get it. Those are the 4 emperors, you know? I'm just glad that Robin was in there along with the set, but like, man. Think Mihawk's gonna get a leader? Is that one of the because set 12, the focus on set 12 is apprentice and master, right? So that's why we have Ace and Whitebeard, and I think they talked about Zeph and Sanji. Would it be Zoro and Mihawk as well? That'd be nice. What if we get a Robin and like Dragon, or like, you know, because she was training with him. Oh, I don't want to get into spoilers or anything, but like, I feel like if you guys are into the card game to this set, I think we're kind of a little bit spoiled on most things, you know? Do I read One Piece? Yes, I am caught up, I think, to 1141 or 2. I think I'm caught up fully. That would be sick. Yeah, I was a long-term anime only until end of Wano, when Wano was ending in the manga, but not in the anime, right? Obviously. And I had a buddy who was reading, and he was like, "Oh, it's pretty hype. Not spoiling anything, but it's pretty hype." So I went over and started reading, you know. Gear 5 Bonnie? Yeah. I think I played against somebody who had a custom leader of Gear 5 Bonnie. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Give me one Robin support card tied to trigger that plays another Bonnie both on board, and my life is yours. I would just love for any Robin support, you know. I'm watching on Punk Hazard. Nice, nice. You got some really good arcs coming up. Very hype. Very hype. I am a... So I'm rewatching all of One Piece with my fiance. It's her first time going through it. I will say, you know, Punk Hazard definitely is a little bit slower piece, but it builds up so much for upcoming arcs. It's very nice. It's very nice. Dress Ozer arc was wild. Aren't they, with the new condensed version of One Piece coming out, aren't they like redoing like all the arcs, and like somebody said like Dressrosa is going to be some crazy like short like episode amount, you know? Law didn't run Raigo. Oh yeah, the yellow law. I don't think you run Raigo at all, right? I think the only reason you would run Raigo is to have an answer to Green Kid, but if they use any Rosinante or Tashigi, you can't really get rid of it. That's only confirmed for the East Blue so far? All right, gotcha. I probably just saw some crazy... A Pecan live stream? Yeah, I feel like I had too many thoughts on the ban list and stuff that if I made a video on this, it would still be like an hour long, because I like to, you know, try and get all my rambling thoughts out. So I was like, yo, let's just go live for this. I think it's a lot, you know. Cut things down and make it like a 300 episode One Piece. That'd be kind of hype. Better to take your time and watch the whole thing. I love the experience. I think watching it through a second time gave me an appreciation for a lot of arcs that I didn't really appreciate going through the first time. And I think a lot of people that have done the same can feel the same way, you know. The rest of the card game is kind of following where I've been watching on One Piece. That is actually nice. It is it's a little weird. They skipped ahead to Egghead, right? I mean, for my people that are in the manga, I think when we get card sets for what's going on in the manga currently, again, no spoilers, I think that'll be really hype, and I'm very excited. I'm very excited for some of the newer arcs to get put into the card game, you know? Now Dofi will just... I think that scanner is viability kept Dofi in check with the Egghead Luffy, but now Dofi will just take over. Even without Jinbei? Nah, I think without Jinbei, there'll probably be some other decks that can still, like, you know, keep it in check. OP with 12 will be a ride then. Lim is amazing in set 10. Yeah, Lim did get a lot of support. What was the I know there was a Lim, I think in Japan Nationals that got pretty high. Is that what it was? I remember seeing a Lim on stream against a Blackbeard. I think that was the match that I'm thinking of. I think that was the end of their set 10. I'm so sorry. I haven't changed the dang song in so long. I'm so sorry. I have a few songs that I rotate through now from my videos, and I completely have zoned out and just for... Because I just zone out, and like the music has become so background to me. Japan and Thailand. Okay, so it was in there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think I'll still check out Lim in set 10. But I think, yeah, there's a lot of decks that I want to check out. I say that about almost every set, though. I still wish that I played King in set 8. But I think at the time, I like didn't have a lot of the black staples that it used. And they were still very expensive. Because that was before PRB 01, right? Yeah. Right, was it? When did PRB 1 come out? It was like... Oh yeah, it was like 8.5-ish, right? It was like halfway between 8 and 9. Some spicy list for Lim. Nice. Nice. I think 16 is really strong in there. Oh yeah. The KO any rested card. For sure. I think he's getting some more love. I think with how popular Bonnie is going to be, he's definitely going to be, you know, I think just the singles of that have been going up. It's like one of those things where the starter deck becomes a better deal. Yeah, is that like $5 now? Oh yeah. $5.50. And he is going up steadily. I hope you all have your play sets. It's like one of those things where getting the starter deck becomes more of the value because some of the singles are pretty expensive to get out of it, you know. the EBO1 set. I saw your OP11 Charlotte video. I want to try the list, but I think the OP11 Luffy and Nami are way too strong to handle. Yeah, I think honestly, as I was testing against that blue purple Luffy as Katakuri, I did like the fact that I could consistently poke 6k at him, right? But yeah, I don't think that there's much besides a very fast aggro deck that could properly match against blue purple Luffy, right? That's the thing. He's gonna be top S tier deck in my opinion. Pudding is nice in 11 as well. Yes, Pudding was one of those leaders that I got like the most comments about out of like all of my set 11 videos where I was going through all the leaders. I think honestly, in my opinion, Shirahoshi seems like another one of those cases where as soon as they print more support for it, it'll be fun and pretty good. But like right now in set 11, it felt like pretty underwhelming. Jinbei, I feel like maybe I needed a different list. You know, Katakuri still was very fun. Nami and Luffy feel very strong, right? And Kobe was very unique. And I think for that alone, I'd be interested in checking him out, you know? What did Charlotte put in? Yeah, the leader, right? Oh, okay, yeah. The pudding, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think just any deck that can search out and play out the 8-cost purple Katakuri blocker and in turn use the 2-cost purple Katakuri to cheat it out is going to feel very strong. I don't play a lot on the sim outside of making the videos because I'm making a video every day essentially, right? But I did play one other game, I think, as purple Katakuri, and there was a turn where I had 3 of the 2-cost and 3 of the blockers in my hand, and on one turn to get out 3 8-cost 8k power blockers, like that felt very broken. It felt very strong, right? I don't know. A rock, paper, and scissor. Yeah. I don't know. I think blue purple Luffy might end up being a little bit stronger comparison to the other style decks, but I do agree, and I think that was my initial thoughts on it, that like aggro decks that can properly match his 6k stat line, for example Zoro, right? You get the Dawn on leader and then you still get added benefit to your board, right? Where decks that you don't have to overcommit Dawn that you wouldn't normally can do well into him. I don't know. Zoro needs to go? Zoro? OPO1 Zoro? Is always strong. I mean, it's a very generic, nice ability, but like he hasn't been oppressive, you know? He didn't really have much showing. I mean, there was the animal Zoro list that had some popularity back in like set 8 and such, and it's been around since then, but it's not like Zoro's going crazy. He's just been around. He's 1 in 11. He did? Nice. But that's like what I said. He seems like he has a good matchup into blue purple Luffy. So I could see that. I could definitely see that. What tournament was it? Or how big of a tournament? Somebody played Red Green Law too. Oh, he has a few. First place in a flagship. First place in a flagship. These are all just flagships though. Those are what, 4 rounds? Not knocking it, but you know, it's not like it's not like Red Zoro is now best deck in format, you know? Yeah, I don't think the fact that he's an OPO1 leader, like, I don't think he's broken, right? It's just the fact that there's a new leader that's very strong and popular, and he has a good matchup into that, right? That's the thing. If there's a meta where there's a very strong leader, right? Take Blue Dofi, for example, right? And there's another leader that might not have a lot of good matchups across the board, but has a particularly good matchup into that one good leader, there's going to be a lot of showing for that, right? Time to do a post-ban list tier list for OPU 10. Man, I truthfully haven't really done too many tier lists. And the reason why is I do have a competitive side with the card game, but for a lot of it, it is just a general enjoyment, right? Like, as I was testing out all the OP11 leaders and playing it, something you might notice in the videos is that, like, I talked about ranking them in terms of their play style and the enjoyment to play them, not so much of how strong they are, even though I did mention that I think blue purple Luffy is very strong, you know. Lim rising up on the list out of this ban list. Oh, for sure. I think she was pretty strong, but, you know, now just in general, green is seems to be very strong. How's green purple Luffy versus a Teach matchup look like? I would imagine that it's pretty good, right? I don't know if the list that I have saved is like the most accurate. Let me scroll through my many lists. Oh man, I should delete some of these really old ones. Did I save it as, where is it? Did I do EVO 2? Luffy. Green, yellow? No. Did I not save it? Oh, here it is. EVO 2 Luffy. So this stage card seems very strong for against Blackbeard. And again, being that, you know, he could turn off the on play, but the strongest factor, I think, in my opinion, of Sanji Pudding is the fact that you kind of negate your leader ability, right? You get to become that 6k leader with only like 1 Don as opposed to 2. And then at the end of the day, he's a 7k power, 5k cost, or 5 cost, right? That you get to bump up to a 7 cost, which is a little bit harder for Blackbeard to remove. It does require some more investment with their resources. So it seems to me that, and again, I don't know how accurate this list is still to the more recent green purple Luffy lists, but just in the fact that we still get some value from the Sanji Pudding, some good value, and we get to raise the cost of our characters, so it's harder for him to remove. Seems like it'd be decent, you know. Luffy lands in the tier list now. Dude, I feel like Luffy seems pretty good, no? Luffy didn't get hit. They didn't hit Gum Gum Giant like a lot of people thought. I haven't played a lot of Luffy though, so I don't know how he does. He has a pretty decent Blackbeard matchup, right? Like, even if you don't get your on plays for the Luffy Taro, you're still playing out a lot of bodies pretty fast because of the ramp, no? Which helps. But given the ban, what do you think doors are thinking for open leaders, especially those that were really on the bubble 4? Like I think we said in chat in the stream, I think set 10 is going to be a lot of Shanks, Bonnie, and Blackbeard. I was hopeful that Boa wouldn't get hit too much, that she would become the new blue leader, because I really like Boa, you know. Enel is still okay. How's Enel okay? I mean, Enel's lost Rygo. That does hurt for sure. It's definitely a little bit of a nerf to it for sure. Dear, let's consider your thoughts. Yeah, you know, I think I'll put some thought into it. I'll put some thought into it. It's just one of those things where even looking at data and such like that, whereas, you know, with a new meta, one that's unexplored, not solved, right? Because we get a ban list where the East did not in their set 10. So it's kind of speculation and educated guess and reasoning, right? There's still going to be a lot of debate and heated debate, you know. But yeah, I could consider it. But yeah, I think leaders to consider now with the list, or the ban list, definitely those three, you know. Genuinely, I do want to try to still make another BOA list. It just feels like it's going to be very awkward to play. I don't know. Like, you could just not run the Jinbei and run a still very similar list. But there's just nothing that gets you the value like Jinbei did. There was a very strong plays on, you know, on 10 Dawn. You could cheat. You could play 2 bodies, remove something to draw. You know, that's just crazy. Damn, Punk, kind of a Raigo replacement, kind of. Wait, what is that? Is that yellow? I gotta look that up. Let me look that up. Oh, here, this 4 cost? This 4 cost? Top part of your opponent's life and place at the top or bottom. Then kill one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 5 or less. That's decent value, I guess. When does it come out? It's a 10. Oh, okay. Draw 2, trash 1 from your hand. Pretty nice trigger, too. Yeah, there's just nothing that, like, KOs just anything, right? Like, it's okay for early game. Oh, I guess this works for yellow kid to use his leader ability again, right? Because you have to flip the top card of your life face up, so this gets rid of that face up card while KOing something. Yeah, it's definitely an early mid game play, but not on the equivalent of like just KOing everything. I recently tried VV because I like the idea of Sanji not being Cavendish with Rush. Oh yeah, that Cavendish Rush, very fun. Very fun. Like I pointed out in both my set 10 VV videos, just the fact that you instantly replace the card lost from playing out Cavendish, right, with VV's lead ability, and then you just get that +1 from the draw 2 trash 1. It's pretty nice. Yeah, for yellow it's not much. I'm trying here. Yeah, we're trying. Honestly, yeah, like I keep saying, Raigo seems a little out of left field. I get it, I think, but I don't know. I don't know. Yellow's the worst color now. I mean, the thing is, did Yellow Kid even run Raigo? Yellow still has a, like, Yellow Kid still seems pretty strong. I don't think he's best deck in format or, like, you know, that crazy, but I think a lot of people will play it at least. No good mono yellow decks. I said, like, Kid would probably be all right. No, I was surprised, but no, get some hate. Yeah, I don't. I try to stay, you know, unbiased, but playing against the Nell does feel rough a lot. You know, just Kid. Yeah, just. And I don't think that Yellow Kid even got much play besides the start of this set. I think a lot of people were on it on the start of set 10, but, you know. My LGS with Queen once again. Oof. I guess, yeah, the removal, huh? Definitely does hurt Queen. Kata, maybe. Kata dead too. I mean, I think Kata's fine. I guess if you wanted a mono yellow deck, It's not like he used Rygo so much. He was just playing by that late in the game. You're just hoping to play out 10 moms, no? I think. I don't know. But yeah, overall, I'm excited for what set 10 ends up looking like. I generally enjoy testing new sets, which is why I'm also excited for the synchronized release, you know? Calgara had more support. That's also what I'm saying. Calgara is a very fun leader. It sucks that one of his staples is just a 6/8 vanilla, you know? I wish they gave him more love, more support. You know? No Dopey we eat as Kata? Yeah. Yeah, Calgara needs more love. I'll say that. But yeah, I'm excited. I hope y'all are too. I hope we can look at this with you know, an optimistic lens to search for new decks to try out, new things to reach the top of the meta with, right? I'm looking forward to it. Malta, hello. Not against ban list rotation, but EBO2 previous years are catching up with Japan. We have new meta every month and a half. Yep. No time to enjoy expansion. Yeah, and I think that's also going to be a stress on players when they are catching us up, if they are releasing sets a little bit faster to catch us up to the East. It's going to be a little bit stressful, and I can definitely see people skipping sets, maybe. I think that already happens a lot with a lot of casual players. I see it at my locals, you know, people come and go for maybe 1 to 2 sets. Definitely. I think it might, you know, put some stress on the game for a bit, but overall, I'm hopeful for the overall health of the game and the longevity. I'm looking forward to it. I'm optimistic. But that's also just the type of person that I try to be, you know. Gonna be set every 2 months versus every 3 months. Yeah. Which I definitely, for a casual player, especially if you have to pick up a lot of cards, I think even just for green, you know, I got to pick up Smoker and Tashigi, which aren't that expensive. I think Tashigi's already only like a couple of bucks. Smoker's less than 10. But I could see a lot of people saying like, okay, you know, sets are coming out super quick for a bit. I'm not going to have the money or time to invest consistently, right? I don't know. Skip over 10 because of the Blackbeard, but maybe because of the bans, I will try to play some kind of aggro. Blue yellow ace this time. Okay, am I out of the loop? Do people abbreviate blue as U because B also stands for black, right? That was just a little thing. I'm like, did somebody do that somewhere and I didn't see it? Like, I get it, you know. It's a Magic thing. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm very casual when it comes to Magic the Gathering. I have like 2 commander decks and that's it. And I play very sparsely. But either way, I'm going to wrap up the stream here, y'all. I just kind of wanted to ramble and see the general consensus of what people were thinking about the ban list and the rotation and everything. It was a lot. There was a lot announced for us. You know, there's a lot to look forward to and a lot to discuss down the line for the health and longevity of the game. I'm hopeful and, you know, optimistic about the handling of the game. I think overall the decisions made can be pretty good. And hopefully they end up being good, right? I don't know. First unique letter in blue and black. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I don't like the rotations. Yeah, I think there's a lot to give and take with all of it, you know. I'm just hopeful, right? Because I genuinely enjoy the card game a lot. It's a lot of fun for me playing it, you know. So I always was hoping that the card game would have a long lifespan. So I'm at least glad that they're considering that, like they're taking that into thought, right? But either way, I hope y'all enjoyed the talk. I'll be back to making regular videos, maybe some more set 10 stuff now with the bans, right? But either way, nice talking to y'all. Maybe we'll do some more streams here and there. It is fun to just sit down and talk. Because again, I'm not on Twitter or anything with my One Piece channel. So seeing the community's takes on things, it's nice to get into a live stream, just chat, you know? Push time into making, oh, Sabo, yeah. Red Black Sabo? That's an interesting one for sure. I think somebody brought that to my locals last week and almost won. Or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I don't know. But yeah, either way, I will talk to y'all later. Back to normal videos tomorrow. yeah, I've got my last set 9 locals video to post. And also good luck to anyone doing pre-release. I wish you well with your pulls from set 10. Take care, everybody. Yeah, hopefully set 10 shapes up to be pretty nice for us. And hopefully the rotations work out. Either way, take care, everybody. Have a good one. Peace out.